now. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to today's hearing. My name is Councillor Anthony Kelly. I'll be chairing today's meeting, which is the application to review a premises licence at King Quality Food, 72 King Street, Southall, UB2 4DD. I'm also joined by Councillor Julian Gallant and Councillor Fadoum Mohammed, and we comprise today's subcommittee. We also have Sam Kirkham, who is clerk to the subcommittee and will be minuting the meeting, and Hatun Zeb, who is legal advisor to the subcommittee.
Sorry, Chair, it's Alison Luff today.
What did I say? I beg your pardon.
Hatun
Yes,
Zeb.
yeah, thank you. It's Alison Luff is legal advisor to the subcommittee. Thank you, Alison. You will have received or seen the agenda pack within which is contained the licensing officer's report with details of the application in section 1.0 to confirm we are dealing with the application to review a premises license made by Mr. Shane Elliott at the premises King Quality Food, 72 King Street, Southall, UB2 4DD. In accordance with procedure, I shall invite the applicant to present the application, answer any questions, or call upon any witnesses. I'll invite those who have made representations and objections to make them and answer any questions and call upon any witnesses. At the conclusion of the hearing, the subcommittee, accompanied by the legal advisor and the committee services officer, will retire to consider its decision. The decision will be given at the end of the meeting and confirmed in writing within 5 working days. If the panel are unable to make a decision, we will notify you of that within 5 working days. So to go to Mr. Elliott, if you'd like to present your report to the panel, please.
Good morning, thank you, Chair. This application is to review the premises license as trading as King Quality Foods, 72 King Street, Southall. The premises license was issued in February 2019 to the premises license holder, which is under Singh Property Limited. Mr. Hatran Singh is the director of this company and is also the designated premises supervisor of the premises as well. Mr. Singh also holds a premises license from Ealing, which is issued by Ealing as well. The off license on Tuesday, the 18th of July, the off license was visited during the action day targeted premises, which had a television involved in sale of illicit cigarettes. Officers from Trading Standards and Licensing, so myself and Mr. Gohiri from Trading Standards, visited King Quality Food. Mr. Satwant Singh was present on the occasion. He gave his name, Mr. Satwant Singh. Around 10:45 a.m. we entered and asked Mr. Satwant Singh, gave his status as the sales assistant. The purpose of the visit was explained to Mr. Satwant Singh, and he was asked to step from behind the counter. Officer Gohiri then inspected behind the counter while I secured the rest of the shop. Mr. Gohiri, Trading Standards officer, found illicit tobacco and prescription medication from behind the counter. So if you look on page 22, you can see the picture of Mr. Gohiri holding the prescription-only medication, which consisted of Amlets, Glimpride, and Melform hydrochloride. So, bit of background on this: that prescription-only medication is mainly to treat blood pressure and diabetes, but it can also be used in regards to sexual health, from my research. However, while Mr. Gohiri was dealing with Mr. Satwant Singh at the counter when he found the prescription medication and the tobacco, I witnessed an officer carrying a bag from the storeroom to outside, where he dumped it in a rubbish bin on outside the premises. And he carried on down the street, and he was never to return to the premises. I then walked out the shop, saw the bag inside the bin outside. I retrieved the bag from the bin, and it contained 15 packs of Rorion tobacco, illicit tobacco. And afterwards I retrieved it, and as you can see on page 22 and 25, you can see pictures on there regarding the retrieved bag and the bin that it was found in. I retrieved the bag, went back inside, and I informed Mr. Gohari and Mr. Satwan Singh what I witnessed and found. And Mr. Satwan Singh was given the opportunity to surrender the rest of any illicit tobacco or anything illicit that he had on the premises. He was given the opportunity to surrender all of it, and will be given a warning initially, which he said there was not anything, no more illicit stuff found. He had no more illicit things on the premises. So that's when the sniffer dog was called in. The sniffer dog arrived, and the sniffer dog went through into the storeroom and found more illicit tobacco, and also found poppy seeds. So bags of poppy seeds and tobacco. So that was retrieved, and as you can see on page.
Sorry, Shane, make sure you try and speak into the mic at all times. Sometimes when you look away, your voice fades away as well. So maybe if you could just repeat that last sentence, sir.
Okay, apologies. Yeah, so the sniffer dog went to the storeroom and found illicit tobacco and poppy seeds. So in total, 945 grams of illicit tobacco, which equals to 210 packets, were seized. 205 prescription-only medication was found on the premises, and 5.5 kilograms of poppy seeds was found on the premises. These were seized and signed over for destruction by Mr. Satwan Singh. So B is also a lack of clarity which the company oversees these premises. There are 3 limited companies registered to this address. Singh's Property Limited is on the premises license. However, at the time of the visit, Mr. Satwan Singh gave the name Southall Quality Limited as the company in charge. This name is detailed in the exhibit given by Mr. Gohari on page 21. As you can see, it says Southall Quality Limited. Also, looking on Company's House, I noted that Red Ocean Property Limited is also registered to the same address. Mr. H. Singh is listed as the director of this company as well. But however, his spelling of his first name is different compared to his license and his personal license. So his license spells as Harcharan. However, on the Company's House, all his name is spelled Harchran. So I think the premises license holder and Mr. Harcharan Singh is failing to promote the public safety and the prevention of crime disorder licensing objectives. The operating mind of the business, Mr. H. Singh, is demonstrating his disregard for the licensing objectives based on the observations made by officers and the confusion using multiple companies registered to this address. It would be my recommendation that this premises license is revoked.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elliott. just before I come to Mr. Panchal to ask you any questions for clarification, you know, we have a license. You know, Mr. Singh, who's with us, is the DPS, and he will confirm to us. And the information we've got is king quality food. So it would be useful if Mr. Panchal can state on behalf of his client who the operator is and who the license name's in. But you know, because I don't want to get into the weeds of Companies House, to be frank. But yeah, over to you, Mr. Panchal.
Mr. Panchal,
Mr. Panchal, if you'd like to, do you have any questions for Mr. Elliott?
Mr. Panchal's on mute, I think, at the moment.
Well, he's not moving his mouth either. So, Mr. Panchal. Mr. Panchal, can you wave? We don't know whether we.
I'm muted myself now. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yeah, if you've got any questions for Mr. Elliott, bearing in mind what I said about I don't want to get into the weeds of Companies House.
Do you want me to clarify the Mr. Harcharan Singh, or do you want me to just ask questions?
If you could just tell me that the gentleman with you today is Mr. Harcharan Singh, okay?
Yes, the gentleman.
Okay. And he is the designated premises supervisor.
Yes, he is a license holder and
and the premises details are king quality food. And how is that registered in Companies House?
It was registered as king quality food.
Yeah. Into the mic, please, Mr. Panchal.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, because we initially made this application when Mr. Singh bought the shop in 2019, and during the application process, we got it as Singh's Limited. I'm just going to get through. It was Singh's Properties Limited.
Yeah, into the mic, please.
It was Singh's Properties Limited, and Mr. Harcharan Singh is the director, and he's the licensed DPS of the premises.
Okay.
And that is how we made the application in 2019.
Okay. Alison, is that okay? Because I just want to. I don't want to get.
All that's relevant for your purposes is the premises license holder and the DPS. There may well be a number of companies registered at that address, but that I don't think that touches on anything that you're considering today. So yes, that's fine.
Okay. So questions to Mr. Elliott now, Mr. Panchal. Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, I don't have much question.
Into the mic, please, Mr. Panchal. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you when you speak into the mic, but when you turn your head, we can't. So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, Chair. A brief question: is poppy seeds, as you mentioned, is it illegal or legal to sell in the shop?
As far as I'm aware, poppy seeds could be considered as opiates, so that's why it could be considered as illegal for it to be in the shop for sale, as far as I'm aware.
So it's not legal. That's what you're saying.
As far as I'm aware, yes, but I might need to do a bit more research on that one. But I think it.
Because this what we've seen.
Mr. Panchal, your client is very welcome to requisition back any items which he thinks is not, contraband. But my understanding is that you haven't done that.
Sorry, Chair, my question to Elliot.
Yeah, he's answered it. He believes they are. He believes they are.
He believes they are legal or illegal.
No, I'm not illegal. Illegal. He believes they're illegal. And if your client, if you wanted to revise him, he could always requisition them back from the licensing authority if they felt any different.
Okay, I will then discuss in my presentation, Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, regarding that and the prescription medicines. I will come back into my
Prescription medicines, yes?
Yes, I will also come back to that.
Okay, right, okay, yeah.
But that will be my presentation first.
Yeah. So any other questions in terms of the timeline of what was seized and when?
Okay.
No, that's good. Okay. So this is an opportunity now. Typically I go to the opposition spokesperson on licensing. So Councillor Gallant, do you have any questions for Shane, Mr. Elliott?
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. So Shane, you touched on the fact that you gave a warning. Now this was your first visit to the shop. You gave a warning. Can you just elaborate, just expand on that process, if you could?
Yeah, sure. So as far as I'm aware, we haven't seized anything from this premises prior to the date in July. So when I went to the shop and explained the visit, and when we found the prescription when my colleague found the prescription medication, and when I found the first bit of tobacco, I gave the warning to Satwan Singh to say, if you have anything else on the premises, that you will be initially given a warning, and the license will not be reviewed. However, after he said that there was nothing else on the premises, the sniffer dog went in and found more illicit tobacco on the premises. So that's the reason why I reviewed the license. So I hope that clears up.
Okay, thank you very much. That's fine. I just didn't hear that properly when you first said it. The other question is, what alerted you to the presence in the shop of illicit materials in the first place?
So just intelligence from other premises that alerted us to this premises.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair. Thanks.
Okay. Councillor Mohammed, do you have any questions to Mr. Elliott on the details he's presented?
No, it was answered. The only question I had was, what was it the first time this premises was visited? So he answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, Mr. Elliott, that's fine. I don't have any questions. Just to clarify. So you gave a warning and asked whether there was anything else on the premises. They said no. The sniffer dog came and found more. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's correct. And that, in your view, triggered, so to speak, your necessity to do a review.
Correct.
Yeah. So had there had been nothing else found, you probably would have just given the warning and given the receipt for the goods. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, Chair.
Fine. Okay. So that's helpful. I think I've just expanded a bit more on that theme, because it is unusual to have a single confiscation subsequently turning into a review, but you've expanded quite nicely on that. Mr. Panchal, if you'd like to make your representations, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. A brief description that Mr. Harcharan Singh had applied for this license.
Into the mic as much as you can, Mr. Panchal. Thank you.
Mr. Harcharan Singh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Mr. Harcharan Singh had applied for a premises license since 2019. he did have experience about off licenses and running off licenses before. He does understand the licensing laws. He is a very prominent member of the Afghan community. He was a founder or member who got involved in building the Gurudwara, which was opposite his shop. He got the shop down near the Gurudwara. A lot of community members do know him very well. He's very well. What I want to stress at this instance is where Elliott has seized the 205 prescription-only medicines. I'm going to clarify why those medicines were there. And that is one of my reasons I am saying that he's very prominent with the community, Gurudwara community. People visiting the Gurudwara, normally when they go visit the Gurudwara and when they go down to collect their in-laws medicines and that from the GP, they normally come down to his shop, leave the medications there and say that XYZ is going to come and pick it up. Mr. Harcharan knows about it. And these people have also willing to say to Mr. Harcharan Singh, if they are needed to give any evidence, they are happy to come and give the evidence to Elliott if he wants to. So those medicines found at the shop belong to the people who the GPs had prescribed to. They were not for sale or they were not there for any other purpose. As far as the poppy seeds is concerned, I have already looked into the internet. I've already looked. Mr. Harcharan Singh has legally bought those poppy seeds to sell. He has also paid the VAT on those bills. I have looked at the internet this morning. The poppy seeds are available legally. They are also sold by Tesco's, Sainsbury's, and everything. I have just drawn out the legal poppy seeds that you see that I'm now demonstrating. They are available on the internet and they are legally sold. So they are legal. They are not illegal to sell. The poppy seeds are legal. That's what our presentation is. Coming back to what conditions he has on his license, I'm trying to explain to you that Mr. Harcharan Singh does understand the licensing laws. He does follow the licensing laws. He knows he doesn't have to have any strong peers, which were not found during the visit of Mr. Elliott. There were no conditions breached apart from, we understand, we are not disputing the Indian tobacco. The Indian tobacco is sold everywhere in Southall. And Mr. Harcharan Singh should have understood, which we have made him understand, that it is not legal. But when you look at most of the Indian supermarkets in Southall and in everywhere, they are legally sold. You can get receipts for it. We understand that the trading standards and our law does not allow that to be sold, but they are there. Mr. Harcharan Singh, on knowing when the visit was made, he does not sell any of those Indian tobaccos anymore. We are not going to dispute Mr. Elliott's find at the shop. When it comes to the warning, yes, Mr. Elliott asked Mr. Harcharan Singh's staff that do you have any other stuff left with you? And it was wrong for that staff, and Mr. Harcharan Singh has warned Mr. Satwan Singh that he should have not said that. Anyway, we are not going to dispute that of what Mr. Elliott found. Chairman, we feel, if you look at all the conditions of the license, and during the visit of Mr. Elliott, there are a lot of licensing conditions because we know we applied this license, that Mr. Harcharan Singh does not store any of the high strength alcohol, which he is not allowed to. His CCTV is working. He has all the training manuals. He has got all the conditions that is laid out in following those. So, Chairman, that we feel that at this instance, a warning or a suspension period could be something that Mr. Harcharan Singh should go back to and get his things right regarding the sale of the Indian tobacco. So that's what Mr. Harcharan Singh is saying to you today, to say he's very sorry for what he had. But apart from anything else, he's very cooperative. He's happy to have the interviews, and he's happy to, he's had 4 years of the license, and he's very prominent in the community, and he does not breach any of the conditions. We do understand that you'll come back to me and say, well, he has breached the condition of prevention of crime and disorder by selling illicit tobacco, for which he is apologizing. And this is his first time that he's come across. So that's where we stand at the moment, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Obviously, I've got some questions for Mr. Panchal and his client. So I'm quite familiar with the Darbar Gurdwara in King Street, which you access to the car park. I'm quite familiar there. I'm there most Sundays. And it's a modern facility whereby I couldn't see the need for somebody to walk across the road and hand over their medication. I can't envisage that. But let's say, for argument's sake, that you submit that was happening. So it's a question really for perhaps Mr. Panchal, but maybe Mr. Elliott will be able to confirm the details. That prescription medicine, was there labels on it? Like, you know, Mr. So-and-so's take 2 a day labeled on that medicine?
No.
So Mr. Elliott, that medicine that you seized or confiscated, did it have any names of people on it?
No, John.
Right. Okay. So, Mr. Panchal, how would your client respond to that? So I don't quite understand how it could be prescription medicine.
What I've asked this question, Chair. I do work very closely with the community. I've asked Mr. Harcharan, can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. It's good.
I've asked Mr. Harcharan now, and he says that whoever's medicines are there, they are willing to come forward as witnesses to say, yes, these are our prescribed medicines. I don't know how far else can we go for those medicines. So they're not there for sale. They belong to the people who it is been prescribed to, and their people are willing. At the moment, there is a big controversy because Mr. Harcharan Singh has refused all the people of the community who are coming down to say, can you keep this here, and some XYZ will collect it. He says, I'm sorry.
Why would they be doing that? Why would they be handing over pills? I mean, you know, 200 pills fits in a bag. It fits in someone's car. I mean, the car park is full of cars, people going to the Gurdwara. I'm not saying everyone drives, but why would they hand it over to a shopkeeper? What would be why would they do that?
I'm going to ask him to answer.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So loudly answer, Karo.
Sir,
yeah.
This medicine, no, my medicine. This is customers coming. This is coming, my cousin.
I'm sorry. You need to come closer to the mic, I'm afraid, sir. Thank you.
You listen to me now?
Barely.
Sir, this medicine, no, my medicine. This customer is coming. He's showing my brother is coming, and my father is coming, and my sister is coming. Just give for it. But this medicine, all in the packet, different.
No, I can't hear what you're saying, sir. Sorry, you're not close enough to the mic. Yeah. I just got something about your brother. Thank you.
Sir, no, listen. No.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Not really, no.
Shout करो.
आप बोल रहे हैं मुझे नहीं आती ना एक कस्टमर क्या है मैं कस्टमर सामने लेके आ सकता हूँ प्लीज
He still insists that those medicines belong to the customers. That is what he's trying to say to you.
Okay.
They do not, they are not for sale, or they are not there. They were on the counter.
Yeah.
So they were laid on the counter, near the counter. So if they were for sale or if they were illegal, he would have put it under the counter. It's not under the counter. It is there for people to collect. And the medicine which has been taken away by Mr. Elliott, the people who it belongs to are willing to come forward. I cannot anything better than that.
Okay. Well, they can't come forward today, can they? So
They can't come forward today, but if
fine. But yeah. So we can okay. I'll go to my colleagues, councillors, Councillor Mohammed or Councillor Gallant, Councillor Mohammed.
Thank you, Chair. No,
Yeah.
I don't have any further question. You covered the questions I wanted to cover.
Sure. Sorry.
Thank you.
I was sort of champing at the bit there, I'm afraid. Councillor Gallant, did you want to explore?
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, if I could ask a few questions, please. Can you hear me, first of all?
Yeah, fine.
Right. Okay, so I'm looking at the, regarding the prescription medicines, I'm looking at the picture that Mr. Elliott is, or his colleague is holding at the moment. Now, normally with a prescription, they're in an envelope and they have a label on it, which as Councillor Kelly says, that describes the dosage. So I don't see that on those items at the moment. I just see them as bare units. Could you, in that case, describe the process where they are collected from a pharmacy, brought to the shop for collection at another time, perhaps on a day when the pharmacy is closed, and then somebody comes and picks them up, if that's the case, or describe the process of origin into the shop and how they're picked up. The second question I have, if I may, is regarding the tobacco, the Indian tobacco, the illicit Indian tobacco. Can I ask, please, how long it's been sold in the shop, how long you've been selling it in the shop? Could I ask also where it's supplied from? And could I ask, please, at what price you sell it at?
Indian tobacco. I'll ask the client to answer me, and I'll answer that. How long have you been selling this Indian tobacco?
maybe 2 months
2 to 3 months.
2 months.
And how much are you selling it?
and the day 2 piece 3 piece no more than
They sell it 2 to 3 pieces a day. What's the cost?
1 point.
It's a pound pouch.
Okay. And
Is that what you're buying it for or selling it for?
Selling it at.
Seven.
Okay. And what are you buying it for, sir?
I buy from quality food
Well, if they buy it from Quality Food, at what price?
in 60 pence
60 to 70 pence each.
Okay. Yeah.
so you buy it at Quality Food, do you?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
And it's legally, officially sold at Quality Food.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've been personally to Quality Food. I do my shoppings at times at Quality Food, and I've seen it laid up right in front in the counter when you go in, or if you go in today now, you will see in Quality Food.
So could you answer also, please, about the process that a prescription, which is usually encased, is a defined prescription, ends up in the shop and then is left there for collection by another party?
Yeah, when I asked Mr. Harcharan to describe why is the prescription left there and why is the person not taking it away into the Gurudwara or with him if he's taking it home, and normally he says this prescription is collected from the pharmacy by somebody whose in-laws who belong to who has collected from the pharmacy and has left it at Harcharan's shop to say that this X person will come and collect it. So the X person who the prescription would belong to has not gone to the pharmacy, but the other person has been to the pharmacy for that person leaves that prescription. Not everybody does that. There's other few people who do that. So then the other person comes and collects and says, has my brother or my sister left my prescription? And Mr. Hutchinson say, yes, it is here on the counter, collect it and take it.
So why is what I'm seeing in the photograph, the tablets that I'm seeing in the photograph, not in a prescription envelope?
I think it's useful, you know, the word prescription, Mr. Panchal, and for everyone else, is something that is prescribed by a qualified medical physician.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so was this prescribed, i.e. a clinical physician authorized for this to be acquired?
Yes, it is. That's what exactly Mr. Hutchinson is saying.
Councillor Gallant's asked a question. We still don't quite understand how it works. So when I want, I'm pleased enough to say that I'm not taking any prescription medicine. I go to the doctor, he says, take these pills. I go to my pharmacist, I collect them, or I ask someone else to collect them. But I wouldn't even ask someone else to collect them. But let's say I did, then that person wouldn't then go to a local pharmacist, a local shop that happens to be across the place for where I worship. Is that you're suggesting what's happening here?
Yes, the suggestion is simple. I do get I'll explain to you as you explained. I do get my prescription sent from my GP, my blood pressure prescriptions directly to the Boots, and Boots would text me and say your prescription is ready for collection. I would then, because I'm busy and I work in London and I live in Bracknell, I say to my daughter, can you please collect my prescription from Boots? And she would go there, she would collect the prescription. And if I were not at home or something, she would leave it at my neighbor's house and say, when my dad comes in, he'll pick it up. That happens a lot for me. That's why I'm saying that. And I pick it up from my neighbors to say, yeah, my daughter's left a prescription. Now, if the prescription was found by somebody at my neighbors and said, why did the neighbor have that? The neighbor would say, well, it belongs to Mr. Panchal. His daughter's left it for collection. Yeah. That's exactly what is happening in this case here.
It would say on that medicine your name.
Yeah, but what
and we don't have that on this medicine.
Exactly, but what Mr.
Why is that? Why are you talking about prescription medicine that we have no sort of there's nothing on there that tells us it's prescription medicine, is there?
Yeah, but what my argument here would be, would Mr. Harcharan Singh be allowed to sell a high blood pressure prescription medicine? He would not. Would people come and buy from his shop high blood pressure prescription medicines? No. If I'm taking high blood pressure prescriptions, I wouldn't go to any shop and say, have you got high blood pressure prescription medicine this, and I want to buy. I would not buy that. Because it's not to me.
I mean, they're used as different things by different people, aren't they?
Yeah, but this Mr. Harcharan is clearly saying that this I did not hide it. It was right on the counter for people to come and collect it. And it is a prescribed medicine that I'm not into that. He's clearly saying that to you today.
Okay.
In every sense, and he's also saying that whoever that prescription belongs to are prepared to come and say that yes, this is my medicine that is lying here, and they would explain why the medicine was there.
Okay.
He has that strength. He has that strength, Chair, in this instance, and he has got the full confidence in him, which even I have the full confidence in that. I've done so many hearings, but I do have the full confidence on Mr. Harcharan when he says that, because I know him over so many years. Yes, that is why I'm saying to you today here that we're not going to dispute, and I've said to Mr. Harcharan that you're not going to dispute what you were selling, which is the Indian tobacco. So we are not going to dispute that to you today, that he was not selling the Indian tobacco. Yes, he was selling the Indian tobacco. He's very sorry for it. He stopped it, and he should be given a chance. That's what we are saying. But anything else, we're happy to say to you that we.
Thank you, Mr. Panchal. Yeah, Thank you for your submission there. Okay.
Sorry.
Councillor, yes, thank you very much for your forbearance. I can't see anyone signalling, but if they want, anybody got any questions?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Councillor Gallant.
Yes, thanks, Chair. Yes, very quickly, Mr. Satwan Singh. Could you just confirm that he was actually engaged? He was looking after the shop that day. Why did he not respond when he was offered the chance? Why did he not offer up, or take up the offer to show any other illicit materials? Why did they have to be discovered by a sniffer dog?
So that is something that I have said in my presentation, that Mr. Harcharan Singh was not very happy with Satwan Singh, his staff. Then why did you not say to everything to Mr. Elliott? So Mr. Harcharan Singh does not dispute that and says, well, he's wrong, Mr. Satwan Singh. So he did had a go at Mr. Satwan Singh to say, you should have told him that we got this, because the poppy seeds are legal. Poppy seeds are sold everywhere. Poppy seeds are also sold on internet. I've just before coming to the hearing, I myself Googled it and got it on, and it is legally sold everywhere. And I've showed you. So poppy seeds are not illegal.
Thanks, Chair. No more questions from me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Panchal, Mr. Singh. So given the application in front of us and the decision we've got to make, it's always very useful to understand the working culture of the shop. So Mr. Salwant, we've spoken about, and there's you. So Mr. Harcharan, could you just explain to me how many people work at the shop, who they are, whether they're family members, in-laws, and who works when? Come to the mic. Yeah.
It was working, sir.
Yeah, I can't hear you, I'm afraid.
Sorry. He does come to the mic, but I don't understand because his voice. He's got 4 people working in the shop.
Okay.
None of them are relatives.
Okay, so Mr. Salwant Singh is not a relative.
No.
Okay, so he's not a relative. He's not an in-law.
No.
He's not a joint business owner.
No.
So he's a sales assistant, and he still works at the shop, does he?
No, Mr. Harcharan Singh has already sacked him.
Okay, so Mr. Salwant Singh no longer works at the shop.
No longer works at the shop.
Okay, so you've got 3 more people working at the shop. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Or 4 more people. Four more people.
3 people.
So it's Mr. Harcharan plus 3 people.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And do any of the people that currently work there, have they undergone any appropriate licensing training?
Yes. There are 2 people booked in for licensing training next week on our Wednesday's course. We run courses on every Wednesdays, and there are 2 people booked in from Mr. Harcharan Singh on our advice. And Mr. Harcharan Singh has a training manual at the place. Before he employs, he undergoes a training of children from harm, CCTV, and all of that, and logs into the training manual.
Okay, fine. So one would, yeah. So Mr. Singh has undergone the training, and has Mr. Harcharan Singh has designated premises supervisor, and you're suggesting that the other 3 people are undergoing the training. Is that correct?
2 people undergoing training.
Okay. Would there be any reason why a 3rd person couldn't undergo that training?
The 3rd person is a part-time staff. When I say part-time, means he fulfills in the job. So it means if fulfills in a few hours Being
Okay.
a student, being a student, he could work only 20 hours.
That's useful, but is there any reason why they couldn't undergo the training as well?
They could. We
Okay.
have no, yep.
Thank you. Okay, fine. Shane, did you have any questions for Mr. Panchal and his client, sir?
It's not really a question, but it's a reaction to what Mr.
Yeah,
Panchal
yeah. Well,
stated.
you can frame it as a question.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah,
agree? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sure, Chair. When I came to serve the review papers and to serve the blue notice at the shop, Mr. Satwan Singh was still working at the shop. So you claimed that you sacked Mr. Satwan Singh, but he's, as far as the time where I served the review papers, he was still working at the shop. So why is he still working there?
He is no longer on the payroll. He's not working anymore.
Okay, but on the dates, when did you serve? When did you serve that notice, Shane?
Sorry. 1 second, sorry. Let me
About a month ago, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
about-
about a month ago, sorry.
Okay. Anyway, he's not working there now, we've been told.
Yeah, he's not working anymore.
So just for who was the person that put the Indian tobacco in the bin?
Yeah, it's a very complicated issue now. I'm listening to Mr. Harcharan Singh now, and then he said that he's a person who came in to actually supply the Purta Panchi, the tobacco. So he was one of the suppliers who came in to supply the tobacco in that particular instance. So he just went away, throwing it in the bin and carrying on.
Okay.
So we're not hiding anything, sorry, Chair.
Sure. But so Mr. Harcharan is buying stuff from stuff from providers off the streets. Is that correct?
At times, because he also buys at times from Quality Food. At times, when these suppliers come in, well, he does. So he's not denying anything. On the sides of the chewing tobacco, Mr. Elliott will go around in Southall and will come back with him with loads of such kind of sales going on.
Okay. Would it be the 6th of September when you served the notice, Mr. Elliott?
Yeah, yes, it was, Chair. And Mr. Satwan Singh was there, and he signed the papers over as well. So he was still working there at that time.
Okay.
But as far as Mr. Harcharan Singh is concerned, he has been sacked, so he doesn't work there. So he comes up to the shop if he had come up on that particular day, but he is no longer on the payroll and he's not working there.
Okay. So obviously it's why was Mr. Salwant dismissed from the shop?
His behavior by Mr. Harcharan Singh was not what he wanted. A, he did not say correctly to Shane, and B, on other matters that what Mr. Harcharan is saying in the shop, his behavior doesn't listen to Mr. Harcharan. So Mr. Harcharan saying it is better we don't want you to work.
Okay. Fine. Okay. I don't have any further questions at the moment. Councillors, anything?
None from me, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor.
One for me.
Yes, one moment. My screen seems to have. I just want to get to my gallery. Thank you. Okay. Right. So we're getting to a point now, Mr. Elliott, if you'd like to sum up, and obviously you can ask any questions in your summing up. And obviously you're very welcome to make some recommendations. We have, we can decide to revoke, take no action, or make some, recommend suspension. So with that in mind, if you like to go, Mr. Elliott, and then Mr. Panchal can respond. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to sum up. I've got no further questions from Mr. Panchal and Mr. Hatran Singh. My belief is that Mr. Hatran Singh is the operating business mind of this premises. He's well aware of what's been going on the premises, and he's doing what at the premises. I don't think the prescription medication was for residents, as he's claiming. I believe they were for sale, but not. Well, that's beside the point. I think the disregard for the lasting objectives of public safety and the prevention of harm and disorder is evident here. And based on that, I would recommend that at the very least that Mr. Hatran Singh is removed as DPS and the suspension of the premises license.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elliott. Mr. Panchal.
Chair, first of all, we thank Mr. Elliott for his recommendation, and we are also with that recommendation in saying yes, suspension would be the way forward for Mr. Hatran at the moment. As regards to change of DPS, we are happy if we could manage to find a new DPS, train the DPS into DPS level 3 and appoint one of them. During the suspension period, we could carry on with getting the new DPS on. So, Chair, we are with the responsible authorities. We would like to work, and I would advise Mr. Hatran, and as I advise all my clients, work along with the responsible authorities, and that's the way forward. So, Chair, we are happy. We also would like, this is my recommendation, it's up to the chair, up to the committee, that we would say a personal license holder be present at all times when licensable activity is taking place. That would be one of the conditions that I would add onto the premises, if by the committee, and if Shane does agree to that.
I mean, it's not really for Shane to agree, but
it's for the committee. Yeah,
that's my kind, but it's noted. Just one question. You mentioned level 3 qualification. What qualification does Mr. Hatran Singh hold at the moment?
Chair, normally when a DPS is appointed, the DPS is under the APL, Award for Personal License Holders level 2. There is a separate DPS level 3 course, which is more strenuous and more detailed for a person to become a DPS. And on very few occasions, the responsible authorities come up for instances like this to say that the DPS must have a level 3 DPS course.
It's only that you brought it up. So do you undertake that training?
Yes, we do. We are accredited to do those trainings.
And is there any reason? Is there any reason why the current license holder wouldn't be able to undertake that training?
Yes, the current license holder, Mr. Hatran Singh, can take the DPS level 3.
Okay, fine. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? A shake of the head, an affirmative from Councillor Gallant. Councillor, no, that's fine. Alison, before we retire, have I covered everything?
I think so, yes, Chair.
Okay. It's 11:55. I would anticipate that we would be back at 12:30. for the decision. So if you want anybody that's has to exit the room to come back at 12:25 for a prompt start at 12:30. But obviously we reserve the right to take longer should we need to. So if you're able to stop the live stream, we'll see you back here at 12.